Hey, good morning, Southern Illinois. Darren Bailey, State Representative from the 109th District. I'm going to try to do something a little different these next 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. As session winds down, there's going to be a lot going on here in Springfield, so I'm going to try to keep you updated. I'll try to keep you updated on a daily basis, maybe around this 8:30 to 9 o'clock time frame, based on what's going on up here. I'll try to send out, do these live messages and inform you of what's going on, and in some cases when we need to be active, you'll know that kind of on a live session, you'll know that you can if there's opportunities for witness slips, if there's phone calling that needs to be done, we'll have that in real time. So anyway, it's Tuesday morning, 9 o'clock. Yesterday on my way up here, saw some pretty awesome signs of progress. There were tractors in the field for the first time up here. Central Illinois, sometimes the last few weeks in March, they like to be in the fields, and there is literally nothing that's been done. There's been some anhydrous put on. I saw on the journey up here, I saw one cornfield, probably a 40-acre field on a rolling patch that had corn up, and it had been planted, looked like maybe a few weeks ago. So it looks like we've got some wonderful weather coming into the rest of the state, and hopefully we'll be able to resume business as usual on the farm front by the end of the week. So we've got some wonderful temperatures coming, and that's what we need. So up here in Springfield, unfortunately, there's not that much progress going on. It's been kind of slow, and this week's kind of, there's an eerie calm here right now. There's not a lot being, I have no committees this morning and this afternoon. Kind of people in general don't really know what's going on and what to expect. So want to share with you just a little bit some information about this progressive tax. So we're expecting, looking, the possibility of several things coming up. We've got this, the progressive tax that's going to be coming up. We've got recreational marijuana that's potentially going to be coming up. We've got this the fuel tax for infrastructure potentially coming. So as usual, my goal is to keep you informed of the truth. And, obviously, as I've stated from day one, the truth entails keeping my 8 grandkids in southeastern Illinois, providing a future for them. And that also entails providing some living relief and a future for you as well. So I just want you to know, and I want you to be reminded that this is real. This is not a job. This is not a game. Matter of fact, the only game I've recognized here in Springfield is the game of protecting the players, and that's got to stop. We've got to start getting real. We got to start speaking up, and that's a hard thing to do. So I just want to share a few facts with you about the progressive tax. The only thing progressive about this tax will be the tax rates. I mean, that's it. I've got a few facts here for you. The spending plan. Governor Pritzker, when he took office, he had this plan for Illinois. This spending plan calls for $10 billion of additional spending for Illinois to get where he'd like to be, where we really need to be, where for everything to really be for our infrastructure, and man, we just, for every problem to be addressed, if you believe that throwing money at the problem is going to solve it, then there's $10 billion that needs to be spent. His initial rates for this progressive tax plan, they only call for $3.4 billion in income. So right there in and of itself is a problem. So keep in mind, when this progressive tax is voted for, we're just simply voting for the idea. We're not voting for any rates. The rates can be changed at will and any time. Matter of fact, I co-sponsored a bill that suggests that this bill says that before any rates, any tax increases period take place, we have to have a 2/3 majority in the House. So currently that's not gaining any traction, but at least we're doing something. We're getting the message out there. So thank you so much for everybody that's tuning in. A lot of people, thank you so much for your prayers and thank you so much, and just please keep that up, because that's what Illinois has to have in the future. We've got to turn from the way we've been doing things, and we've got to turn from the way that we know God wants us to do things, and how we live in Southern Illinois. That's our values. The progressive tax. Here's another interesting fact I ran across, and this really caught my attention. There are approximately 20,000 Illinoisans that currently make over $1 million. Their taxes provide for 16% of the state's revenue. I want you to think about that just a little bit. 20,000 Illinoisans paying taxes on $1 million plus income, and those taxes are representing 16% of our state's income. If you can put that, when you put that in perspective, you'll realize that only a few, as a few leave, and I'm betting that they're the people that's probably have vacation houses elsewhere throughout the country, and why wouldn't they want to leave, and why wouldn't they eventually leave? And it's not going to just take very many of them to have an impact on our state's income. So if you'll look on my Facebook page a little bit later, and I think it'll probably be on my web pages as well, baileyforillinois.com, and this page here, we're going to be posting the office phone numbers of all the Democrat representatives who we believe that are in favor of this progressive tax, and we encourage you to call. We've even posted a script for you. Call, be very polite, and tell them that why you disagree with this. And the really neat thing is there's been a few Democrat representatives that dissent from this idea, and that's encouraging because it says that there's a little bit of common sense that exists up there. It says that people are listening and responding to what I believe is the message from the Illinois voters, that we're taxed, we're done, no more new taxes. We had something interesting pop up regarding this fuel tax. A little bit troubling, a little bit concerning for me. We left Springfield last Thursday. Thursday morning, in the House Executive Committee, HB 391 passed. And when I began to hear about this, I had a fellow representative, Dan Calkins, inform me about this. He had heard about it, so I called staff and I started checking, and we were told, well, no, that's a Medicaid bill. It's nothing. Well, sure enough, it was a shell bill, and it had been gutted, and it had been replaced with all of this gas tax increases. I think I shared that in my video, I think, that I did on last Friday morning. So thank goodness all the Republicans voted for that. It was pretty well, it looked like a party line vote. Interestingly enough, on March 7th, the House passed a bill. We passed HB 3233, and it was a very simple bill. And that bill stated to amend the rules of the road book and tell people, give them instructions on how to pass a semi. Friends, we're in trouble in Illinois. This is amazing. So we've got to give instructions on how to properly pass a semi. And so that passed. I voted for it. Whatever. Some of this stuff's silly, goofy. But anyway, it passed the House unanimously. It went to the Senate. And interestingly enough, on Thursday as well, this bill was amended in the Senate. And the amendment was, as well, this gas tax. So they've got these bills are coming back at us, and if one doesn't work, then another one will come down the pike, and we've got to keep our eyes open. And thank goodness we're catching some of this. This is big enough; it will be caught. I just wish we were messaging a little bit more on it. And then finally, this week we've got SB 7. Call the senators. The recreational marijuana bill is up, and I just friends, you look to Colorado. There's nothing good with this recreational marijuana, none at all. Matter of fact, I've even explored the industrial hemp, and I'm a little disappointed. It's not as promising as I thought it was going to be. Our farm actually was able to contract several acres, and then Zach and Cole and Mason on the farm have went to several meetings to try to learn about this, and and it's still we still got a long ways to go from the way I understand it and see it. So anyway, I'm going to leave you alone for the rest of the day. Keep up your prayers, keep up your messaging, stay tuned to our Facebook page, and I will keep you informed. And you know, as usual, if you have ideas, send them to us. Send me your ideas. That's how you know. Several of you, I've received several ideas this morning from texts and emails, and just general ideas that that someone had, and we'll take that, and that's how we make this place better. I've said it from day one that I believe the turnaround point for Illinois is going to come from the ideas of the people from the 109th district, because we've been living under you know, hard regulation. Our economy's not the greatest. Our businesses are gone. So we've been living what I fear that Illinois is going to be suffering in short order if we don't get our act together. We've got common sense. We've got hard work ethic. So I believe thoroughly that the ideas for Illinois, for its future, are going to come from our district. But I need to hear from you in order to get those. So thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you guys, and like I said, I'm going to try to do this on a daily basis as long as we've got information to share. And you guys, Southern Illinois, have a blessed week. Thank you.